Welcome back to JBHP and the newest hit radio show, Christmas Live.
I just don't see what's so great about a radio show. I mean, we're making a video. It's not even on the radio.
And we're back to Christmas Live. We're taking your calls today to answer your biggest questions about the best holiday of the year.
Josh, it's not even Thanksgiving. I mean, I know I let you decorate early, but this whole thing is just a little...
Just trust me. We're answering your biggest questions about the best holiday of the year.
Oh, what holiday is that, Josh? Could it be Arbor Day?
Nah, we are bored with that one. Thank you. And of course, that holiday is Christmas. The phone lines are now open, so give us a call to tell us your most pressing questions about this fantastic holiday.
I really don't think this is gonna work. I mean, who even's gonna call in?
We've got a call from Katie in Minnesota. Hello, Katie, you're on the air.
Hi, Josh. Hi, Beka. I was just wondering, what's your favorite Christmas tradition?
That's a great question, Katie. Beka?
Well, I think my favorite is getting up at 5:30 to open presents.
Ooh, yeah, I like that too. My favorite would be eating cinnamon rolls for breakfast. We make those every year.
Oh yeah, they're delicious.
Thanks for calling in, Katie.
Okay, how did you get someone to call in so fast?
I told you this would be a hit show.
I'm still not sure. I mean, I liked all the messy games and stuff, and we've never done a radio show before. I don't even know, do people still listen to the radio? And again, why are we recording on camera if it's a radio show?
I've got a plan. It's all gonna be good.
Well, what about a...
We've got another call from Brady in Wisconsin. Hello, Brady, you're on the air. What's your question?
Hi, Josh. I'm just wondering, why do we even have Christmas? Why did Jesus have to be born in the first place?
Those are two really big questions, Brady.
I think we might need an entire Bible story to answer those questions.
You're probably right. Okay, I'll go and get the costumes. You get our family's nativity scene, and then we'll come back here.
All we need is our soundboard. We'll be telling this story with the amazing power of radio.
Oh.
Oh, come on, it'll be great. We'll do sound effects and we'll make voices.
Oh, great.
Yes, awesome. All right, we'll be back in a minute with What Does the Bible Say? What does the Bible say?
Do-do.
We will find out today.
Bow. Today we'll be answering the questions, why do we even have Christmas, and why was Jesus born in the first place?
To find out, we need to go back in time, all the way back to the very beginning. First, there was nothing, and then there was something. God spoke. He started telling a story, the greatest story of all time.
God made everything that exists, like light,
planets and stars,
plants,
fish,
birds,
animals,
and finally, after everything else, God wanted to share this awesome world with someone else. So he made people.
He made a man named Adam and a woman named Eve. God loved them. He made them to be his friends, to have an amazing relationship with him. And he gave them an amazing garden to live in.
God loved his people, and he wanted them to love him too. He wanted them to trust him and to choose his plan for their lives.
But one day, a snake came and told Adam and Eve to choose their own plan instead of God's. There was one tree God had said not to eat the fruit from, but the snake said, "It's no big deal. God's just trying to keep secrets from you. Give it a try."
So, Adam and Eve ate the fruit. It wasn't really about what was in the fruit. It's the fact that they chose to follow their own plan instead of God's. That meant they had sinned, and the sin broke their relationship with God. And it looked like they had changed God's plan forever.
God was super sad, and he said that a lot of bad things were going to happen because of people's sin. But right in the middle of all this sadness, God had a message for all of them. Now playing a message from God.
God told the snake that one day someone would defeat him. God was also saying that he still loved Adam and Eve, and one day he would set people free from their sin.
So even though they had failed, even though they had chosen their own way, nothing they did could stop God's plan. God already had a plan where he would come to rescue everyone and show how much he loves every person in the world.
People waited and waited and waited for thousands of years, watching for God's plan to come true.
God never stopped loving people, even when they ran from him and ignored his plan for them.
Then one day, Jesus showed up. It was the biggest part of God's awesome plan, and that's what we celebrate at Christmas.
So, the question Brady asked was, why did Christmas happen? I think this story gives us a pretty good idea. From the very beginning, God had a plan to help us.
God wants to have a relationship with us, and that's why Jesus came, to save us and show us how we can follow God.
God has a plan for us today, just like he did in the very beginning.
But wait, Jesus was here like 2,000 years ago, so I wonder what God's plans are today.
We'll have to think more about that. We'll be back in a minute to talk about God's great plans for us.
We've been talking about God's plan, and I just thought of a time when we had to follow someone else's plan. It started one day when our family went spelunking.
Spelunking means exploring a cave.
We had a tour guide to lead us through the cave. Miguel, nice guy.
I'm spelunking Josh, ready to spelunk. Miguel was super cool. He told us all about how deep down the cave went and how stalagmites were formed. And he said that a long time ago, they used to use just candles for light.
Yeah, he said that if your candle went out, there was no other light in the cave at all. Then he said he was going to show us, and he turned off all the lights. That was Josh. He did the same thing in the cave.
I can't see anything. I can't even see my own hands in front of my face. Ow! Ow, what was that? Oh, I hit myself in the face.
Miguel told everyone to hold on to each other's hands and follow him. He led us into the next room before turning the lights back on. Oh.
Sorry, I got all turned around in the dark.
What made me think of that story was that we had to follow Miguel. Can you imagine what would have happened if I was like, nah, I'll find my own way out, in a cave filled with big rocks, underground lakes, and deep pits?
La 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 la. You might still be falling.
The point is, in the cave, we had to follow the one who knew the plan. The same thing is true in life. Honestly, I wish I'd learned that sooner.
How come?
Oh, this whole time, you've had a great plan for our show. I mean, you had all these sound effects, and it was actually really fun. But I started the whole thing with a bad attitude. I'm sorry. I should have trusted your plan.
Wow, thanks. It's okay, I forgive you. I'm not always the best with plans, so I was really proud of this one. You know, that story made me think of something else too.
What's that?
Even when Adam and Eve disobeyed God, God still had a plan for them. It wasn't going to be easy, but it was going to be good.
Yeah, God would send Jesus to save everyone from all the hurt and sin and brokenness that started with Adam and Eve.
So even when we disobey God, God still has a plan for us and wants what's best for us.
That's a good point. You could say it this way. God's plans are for our good. When we follow God's plans, life may not always be easy, but we will always be headed in the best possible direction because God will always be with us.
Yeah, God's plans for us are good, even if we can't see what's going to happen. I can't wait to talk about how God's plan turns out, but let's save that for the next few episodes. For now, let's wrap up with a game where we have to use our ears.
We'll show you how it works in just a minute.
Welcome back to JBHP, Christmas Live. If you're just tuning in, we're about to play a game called What's Making That Sound?
We're going to hear a sound and then have to guess what's making that sound.
We figured it'd be a pretty good game to play for a radio show, so let's get ready to listen. All right, we're ready to play. We have these little bells here, so when we have a final answer, we have to hit the bell. Our first sound.
Is it a dog?
Oh.
That's not a little pup?
Does it have feathers?
Sounds
Can you
like
play
a
it
dog.
again?
All right, we're still not doing really great, so they're gonna give us multiple choice options.
Was this a swan, a bear cub, or a fox?
I'm going to guess a fox, because that seems to be the closest thing to a dog.
And I'm gonna go with a bear cub.
Ah, I didn't know they made... What does the fox say? Now we know.
Now it goes,
All right, on to audio clip number 2.
wow.
Is it bigger than a microwave oven?
I think I know what it is. Is it a horse?
Is it an elephant?
Okay, give us our choices.
Was this an elk, an eagle, or a very bad trumpet player?
Well, we
Okay, well I know what that is. It's gotta be,
do it at the same time.
an
An
elk. Time for our next one.
It's like someone threw a cage in the dishwasher.
Yeah. Or they took a fork and they decided to scrape a fence.
Ah,
Was this a bear licking a gravel road, a cat trying to climb a shower door, or 100 marbles dropped down a staircase?
such odd circumstances. I have a guess.
I have a guess also. I think it's a cat trying to climb a shower door.
I concur.
Huzzah!
We got one!
Well done, Beka.
Oh, thank you. Yes, well. Oh no, he's gonna fall! He fell. All right, last one. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. Giggles.
There's several sounds.
Bird.
Bird.
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter.
Water.
Yeah.
Splash.
Splooshy sploosh.
Splooshy
And then a
sploosh.
giggle gaggle. All right, what are the options?
Was this a lady riding a tricycle and falling into a pool,
Who would giggle about that?
Yeah, I would.
a man drilling who gets water dumped on his head, or a cat tricking a dog into falling into a lake?
Oh.
I bet it's the cat. I mean, I say it's the cat.
It's the lady on a tricycle falling into a pool.
Oh, I'm sticking with the cat. All right. Oh, there's a tricycle. Oh, there she goes.
Right into the pool.
She didn't even get the tricycle in the pool, though.
No.
That's skill.
She must have hit a ledge.
That was an audio adventure. Sometimes in life, it may feel like we can't always see what's coming up.
Like when something changes, or when something's wrong, or we feel nervous or afraid.
Those are great times to remind yourself that no matter what happens, even if it feels like you've lost your way, God is with you. God loves you, and He has an amazing plan that is for your good.
Following God's plan is always the best choice. Thanks for tuning in to JBHP Christmas Live.